So today we're going to go over contemporary and modern art. I have worksheets for you. I grouped you in 4 each, right? So the worksheet says what I know about contemporary and modern art. So I want to know what you already know about contemporary and modern art. So I want you to discuss in your groups of 4 what you know about contemporary and modern art, okay? I'm going to flip the camera around and so you could discuss together what you know.
Contemporary art is today. And modern is like that. And modern art is more abstract. You should listen to Jacob. He always. He got his homework done like 4 times. Okay, Okay, so what we learned about we're lying. Dig up. Am I there?
What do you need to see?
So contemporary art is today. More.
Said that one time.
You try to find it. Wait, I don't know.
Yes.
So over here, I'm going to tell what's the difference.
Yeah, right. In the middle is the similarities, right, guys? The similarities, and then remember strength. You should flip it over. Put the picture next. Strength is this one, and war is this one. So you're gonna put the similarities of each of these and the differences. Oh, but we're gonna work on that last. This is all I want to know right now is what you know about modern and contemporary art. That's all I want to know. The Venn diagram is for later. So all I want to know right now is what do you already know about modern and contemporary art? I'm going to give 1 more minute and then we can talk about it as a class. Remember you're working with them, right? As a group of 4. So what are your suggestions? Do you think we're ready as a class to discuss it?
Yes.
All right. So, remember, we're going to, right? So what do you know about modern and contemporary art? Yes.
That contemporary art is today.
Exactly. Very good. So contemporary art is the artwork of today. How about modern art? When was modern art? Was it before or after contemporary art?
Before.
Yeah, before. Exactly. Modern art came first. And then contemporary art came second. Now, why did modern art start? Think about, remember I told you about the movements in history? I'm sorry?
The war?
Yeah, that's another reason, right? There was war that was going on. But remember in our past projects, we've talked about art movements, right? And if you ever need to reference back, right, I have the posters here, right? We have Baroque, Romanticism, Realism, right? Realism, what's realism?
That is real.
Realistic paintings, right? And then modern art came in around this time, Impressionism time. And what is modern art? What type of style is modern art? Yeah. I'm sorry?
That is
Modern art, well, it did come before contemporary art, but what type of style? If modern art came after realistic art, what do you think modern art is?
Fake art? Well, not fake, but like
now art?
realistic kind of?
No, remember I said realistic came first, then modern art came after. So if realistic was changing into modern art, what do you think it was changing into?
Abstract?
Yes, very good. Because abstract art is what? Abstract art is the opposite, right, of realistic, right?
Yeah.
And so, and also, what was invented? Camera, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? So I'm gonna play a PowerPoint for us to watch. Right, so I'm gonna switch this over. So, like I said, contemporary and modern art, right? So, modern art, it came around the time after realistic art, right? Because there was an invention. So, what did you say you thought modern art was?
Abstract?
Abstract, right? Very good. So modern art includes artworks that started during the Impressionist period, roughly between like 1860s, 1970s, right? So it was very abstract.
This is just art class.
And there's also something huge that was invented during this time. Someone mentioned what was going on during that time and period. Yeah, they invented the camera. So if you invent a camera, right?
Please excuse the interruption, Ms. Carmen Hatton. Please call the main office.
So if you invent a camera, right, you have those realistic photos, right? And there was also what was happening during that time. Someone mentioned war, right? So all these things, all the trauma, all the war, and then we have the camera. So art started to change, right? It became, what did we call that term? modern, right? And modern is what? More abstract, right? So they were breaking away from the old realistic time, and war was happening, and they wanted more feelings, more expression in their art to escape the war, right? Because it's a lot. So here's an example of an artist, Jackson Pollock, and this is some of his abstract art. He's also considered an action artist and an abstract expressionist artist. Okay? So you see how you notice that, what do you notice about this? Does it look realistic? No, it's very kind of crazy looking, very actiony. What else do you notice about this? Modern. All right. So we'll continue. I'm gonna go over this again. Here is a more detailed picture that he did. So Jackson Pollock, right? He's an abstract expressionist modern artist, and his artwork conveys the message of good and evil by use of action, color, and symbolism. Right? So this artwork is titled War. What is war, good or bad? Bad, right? So the symbolism of this isn't good, right? He's showing the reality of war, okay? And in an abstract way, not in a realistic way, but an abstract way. What is the color uses of his artwork? What colors are he using? Red, yellow, yeah, so it kind of looks like what? What does red and yellow look like? What does red and yellow look like? Do you say fire? Fire. Think about what's going on in the world today. Yeah, it's a good point. Unfortunately, yes, you have to think about that. And that's how we can express what's going on in our world today through our art. So this is what he did at that time. That's why it's very important, okay? All right, what do we want to value in modern art? I think we just discussed that, right? What should we value in modern art? What should we value in modern art? What did we just discuss? Someone made a point about Russia and Ukraine. What is going on in the world today? War. So they were trying to have an outlet, right? And instead of creating more war, right, they used art to express what was going on. So I think that is a good way, right, to value modern art, right? And value what our history has been through. So, do you like to follow tradition or do you like to break the rules? Raise your hands one at a time. What do you like to do? It's okay. Anyone's opinion is good. You like traditions? No one likes breaking the rules?
What do you mean by